It's now time for a product spotlight here on Real Ag Radio, and joining me right now is Rene Mabon and Gregory from BrettYoung. Guys, how's it going?
Good afternoon, Sean. Doing real well.
Very good. Nice.
Yeah, it's great to chat with you guys. So we got new information out on the clubroot pathotype and what we're seeing in terms of prevalence and distribution in Alberta. What update can you guys provide us with?
Well, recently there's been new publications where the new pathotype 3A is really starting to be found in more fields around Edmonton. So that's something of significance because that's a pathotype that's overcoming the old resistances that were available, and it's impacting growers in a number of fields that we're seeing.
Yeah, and we're seeing it in some areas where maybe we didn't have it before, and some growers could kind of choose to ignore the concept of clubroot or the issue of clubroot in the past, but really everybody needs to be definitely paying attention here. How does using a clubroot-resistant hybrid, how does that assist you in managing and preventing this disease from really impacting your farm?
Well, there's probably two ways that you can use a clubroot-resistant variety. First off, if you're in an area that is, I'd say, at risk of getting clubroot or where you've got potential of having the problem, using a clubroot-resistant variety is a good strategy at maintaining the inoculum levels as low as possible for as long as possible. And then the other, if you're in a situation where you've had infested fields, you're looking at obviously extending your rotation, but then your only option is to use clubroot-resistant varieties.
Okay, and of course, BrettYoung has varieties that will definitely have clubroot resistance in them. How is DLC's genetics on 6076 CR? How is that a leading option in terms of defending yourself against clubroot?
Well, so the latest information that we have regarding 6076 CR is that DLCs has been doing some very intensive screening work to determine which pathotypes that product has shown good resistance to. To our delight and surprise, 6076 is really the leading option in the marketplace in terms of having the broadest spectrum resistance as possible in any of the leading clubroot products on the market today. So specifically, we've designated 6076 a few years ago as a defender-rated clubroot product, meaning that it had very advanced genetics in the marketplace. And since the screening that we've done with that product since has shown it's resistant to the 5X pathotype, but more importantly, as Rene mentioned earlier, based on what we know now, it's also showing it's fully resistant to the 3A pathotype.
If I'm concerned about clubroot on my farm, I'm concerned about it, or I know that I've been dealing with it in my area. How do I make sure I select the right variety to handle the disease?
Depending on where you are located, if you were in the Edmonton area, I would certainly look at using something that's very broad-based like 6076, which includes 3A. Currently, what we know in other areas, like the few parts of Saskatchewan and what we're starting to see here now in Manitoba, is that the old resistance rating of 3, resistance to pathotype 3 would work. So I would look at using initially varieties with resistance to 3 for sure, and then in certain areas at risk of this new 3A, looking at varieties that have resistance to 3A.
Yeah, this is really a disease where breeders like DLCs have really been working and striving to stay ahead of it, because breeding is one way to really manage the disease on our farm.
It's the resistance that was first available was Many people call it the Mendel resistance. It was a single major gene that did provide very good protection, but we quickly learned that overuse caused the evolution of new pathotypes that it no longer protected against, and certainly the breeders have worked very hard at identifying new sources of resistance and stacking those into varieties like 6076, which really could be termed a multigenic clubroot resistant variety.
Okay, guys, I really appreciate you joining me here today for this product spotlight.
Thanks for having us, Sean.
Good. Thank you very much.
That is Rene, Mabon, and Eric Gregory from BrettYoung Seeds. Hey, if you want more information on the great lineup of products at BrettYoung, you can go to brettyoung.ca.